That was my worst run in a long time. If there has ever been a time where I don't want to go for a run, now is that time. I definitely entered the devil's office a little bit there. Fucking hell. Good evening. So we are back for week 4 of Manchester Marathon training. It is Tuesday, the 20th of January. And tonight we've got an easy run. But before that easy run, I've got something to show you. So if you know anything about me, you'll know that I quite like buying running shoes, which is exactly why I've bought some more. So, introducing a fresh pair of Adidas Evo SLs. So I've got another pair of Evo SLs. I went with the black for this time because I've got a pair of the white ones. I've been hunting for like a new tempo shoe for so long, and I just realised that the Evo SLs are just like the best in their class. Like, without using a carbon plate, without going up like a price bracket, for like £90, you can find the Evo SLs and they're just absolutely fantastic. So I just went up for another pair of those. And my white ones, I'm going to leave them as like a long run shoe, because they're out like 350 kilometres now. Anyway, I am going to head out for my easy run. We've got 30 minutes today, no strides, and to be honest, my legs have been absolutely cooked the last few days. So if you didn't know, on Sunday, I did my long run. It was an hour and 40 minutes, got about 15k done, and then I thought that it would be a good idea to go and stand for 90 minutes to go and watch a football game. I didn't sit down once, I just stood up the entire time. So when I woke up on Monday morning, my legs were absolutely fried. So I've been living in compression socks for the last 2 days and my legs are still feeling a bit rusty now. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. So we're going to take the Novablast 5s out for a spin. Completely easy, nothing fancy at all. What I will say though, before I get outside, is that it is so windy outside. So apologies in advance for the wind noise. Turns out it's wet, cold and windy. Fantastic combination. I'm trying to record clips, but it's so fucking windy, man. I'm just going to shout and hope that you can hear me. So I think my heart rate monitor is broken as well, because I did like a little sprint to have a look, and this was the result. And unless I've had a heart transplant from an elite athlete overnight, I don't think that's my heart rate. Another unnecessary problem. Jesus Christ, that was awful. So that was my worst run in a long time. Like, the bottom of my left foot, like the arch, that is absolutely killing. I'm going to have to roll that out tomorrow, roll that out tonight, and just hope that it's okay for my session tomorrow. So, like I said, pretty awful run. But I'm going to absolutely tuck into this curry and an entire naan bread, and then I will give you a full debrief. So yeah, like I said just now, I just couldn't get into the run. I just felt really deflated. The weather probably didn't really help because it was really windy. My heart rate monitor was absolutely broken, so like I couldn't get an actual reading of what my heart rate was. So that threw me off a little bit. But tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow I am training legs in the morning as always, and then we've got my session at lunchtime. I have no idea what my session is because I've got 2 sessions this week, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, and then a long run on Sunday as always. But yeah, legs in the morning, session at lunchtime, eggs and sourdough in the morning. I've got that to look forward to. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is currently 8 AM and I'm still not in the gym. Running a tiny little bit late. I couldn't sleep at all last night, so I pretty much just overslept. Woke up about 10 minutes ago. But anyway, let's get to the gym, because I've got until about 9:10. So yeah. So it is now about 10 AM. Got back from the gym quite a while ago, to be honest. But I didn't film anything in the gym because I just had no time. Like, I got into the gym about 7:30. Bear in mind I start work at about 9. So I didn't film anything. All I did was banded knee drive, banded toe points. Then I did Bulgarian split squats and calf raises, and that's all. But I was listening to a podcast while I was in the gym. Usually I listen to music, but I thought I'd listen to a podcast this morning. I was listening to this podcast, and one of the things that James Clear said that sort of stuck with me is doing your habit for 5 minutes is better than doing your habit for 0 minutes. I could have very easily gotten up this morning at 8 AM and just not done anything and just gone back to bed.
but I didn't. So it's all about it. Like I say, the 4 exercises that I did do were better than doing 0 exercises. So it is what it is. As always, I am working from home on the software engineering point of view. I've just finished that big piece of work that I've been working on for the last month, let's say. So that's all in PR right now. So I'm just dealing with any comments that come out of that, and just dealing with the bugs that are left in my sprint, because we start a new sprint on Friday. So yeah, going to get back into some work now, and then hopefully be feeling alright for my session at about 1 PM. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. So once again, I am running pretty late, but it is session time. So I think we've got a 12-minute warm-up, and we've got a 6 by 6 minutes at 5:30 per kilometre, 90 seconds in between reps, and a 12-minute cool down. But anyway, I'm going to get out the door.
Just got out the door. I'm really late, so I'm just having a bit of a shit day, to be honest with you. Being a bit harsh on myself, but hopefully the session cheers me up a little bit. I'm rocking the new Evo SLs. It'll be interesting to see whether they need a break-in period like my last ones, or whether they'll be flying straight out of the box, but we'll see. So I am halfway through. It feels pretty good. The weather is absolutely atrocious, but we're feeling good. Optimal weather to break in. Some new shoes, looking very nice. But yeah, pretty good run so far. That is session done. Got all 6 reps done. I put the splits here, although I did fuck up the lapping on my Garmin, so I don't know how accurate the splits will be, but if they're accurate, I'll put them on the screen and I'll give you a full debrief in a minute.
So I got home and I had back-to-back meetings, so I realised that I never actually gave you guys a debrief of my session. But my session went really, really well, but I misread my session. So my coach put 4 by 6 minutes at 5:30 per kilometre. I read it as 6 by 6 minutes. That's exactly what I did. So I ended up doing 2 more reps than I should have done. I'd rather do extra than not do enough, but there you go. To be honest with you, it felt really good. I wasn't really expecting much, because I at that point I was having a pretty shit day, because I woke up late this morning, which threw my entire day off, but had a pretty good run. So yeah, just focusing up on recovery and all that good stuff now. For tomorrow, I'm doing completely nothing. Then on Friday, we've got a second session of the week, which I think is warm up with 2 by 10 minutes at 5:30 per K, and then a cool down. Locked in for the rest of the afternoon. Like I said, I had back-to-back meetings, and then just picking up some new bits and bobs to work on for the rest of the week. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys on Friday for the second session of the week. Good afternoon. So it is Friday, 1 PM, which means it is time for the second session of the week. So I've made sure that I have double read my session today. I don't want to be getting it wrong again. So this is what we're working with today: a 10-minute warm-up, and then 2 by 10 minutes at 5:30, and then a 10-minute cool down. I will be completely honest, my legs have been absolutely cooked this week, especially my right leg. I'm not too sure why, I'm not too sure what the difference is to this week and last week, but my legs have been absolutely ruined. Thursday was my off day, and I went into the sauna for 30 minutes because my legs just need it. I don't know. I've been stretching and sort of doing a bit more strength and conditioning this week as well, just to sort of try and nurture them back in a little bit. But I don't know, man. It feels a bit different this week, so I'm not too sure how this session is going to go. But I guess we'll see. So same as Wednesday, going with the new black Evo SLs, because they are just such a good tempo shoe. And to be honest, they don't feel like they need breaking in either, which is a nice change, because I remember my first runs in my white Evo SLs, they actually made my foot bleed, so they did need a bit of a break in. But yeah, anyway, let's get out for the session, trying to get it done and out of the way nice and early today because I've got meetings and stuff, and I did drop my car off at BMW this morning for a service. It's going to be expensive because it's a full main dealer service, but the type of car that I have, I try and stick to main dealer. Anyway, enough of that, yeah. I'm going to try and get it done nice and early today so I can get and collect my car. But yeah, the weather outside actually looks quite nice. There's no rain, it's quite sunny. Might even have to whack the sunglasses on because the sun has just came out, so we'll see. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get outside.
Just coming to the end of my warm up. Going to do quickly apparently, but I was up last night quite ill. I have this thing called IBS, and I can feel it starting to kick in a little bit again. So we'll see how it goes from here, but no promises. First rep done. 5 seconds left of my cool down, and into the second rep. Not feeling too bad. Feels alright. Although the heavens have just opened, so it is raining. Lovely weather. Just finished my last hard rep, my second hard rep. I definitely entered the devil's office a little bit there. Fucking hell. Had to give myself a little like motivational pep talk. People I was running past probably thought I was a weirdo. So I was just running past them, saying push, push, push. But yeah, got a 10-minute cool down, and then we're all we had it sorted. 10-minute cool down, and we're all done. That is session all done and dusted. We got just under 8k done. Put the splits here. Struggled in the first rep, but now I think I made up for it in the second rep. It's just like absolutely chucking it down with rain. Lovely. My stomach is not my friend today, honestly. So not feeling too great. Yeah, gonna get back to work in a minute, I guess. But yeah, I'll catch up with you guys on Sunday for the long run. Hour and 45 this week, I believe. Yeah. See you on Sunday.
Hello. So it is Sunday, which means it is long run day, but it is slightly later than usual. It is currently 2:22 p.m. So I stayed at my girlfriend's last night, and I said that I would push my long run back. So getting it done a little bit later than usual. I am actually just editing this video, getting a bit ahead of the edit, and I'm also watching Villa versus Newcastle. Like Emi Buendia has just scored an absolute wonder goal against Newcastle. I will put it in, I'll insert the clip right here. Jesus. Emi Buendia, what a man. So anyway, today's long run is 1 hour and 45 minutes. Now, if there has ever been a time where I don't want to go for a run, now is that time, because it was nice and sunny this morning, and now the weather has just completely dropped, and it is now really, really cloudy, and just looks like it's going to rain a little bit, to be honest. And to be honest, this entire week I've done all of my hard sessions in the rain anyway, but obviously an hour and 45 minutes is a long time to be out in the rain. It is what it is. This is the thing with marathon training, is like, you just got to go and get it done, man. Like, no one cares if you get it done or not, apart from yourself. A bit of motivation there. In terms of feel, I'm not feeling too great because my legs have been like absolute glass this week, especially my right leg. My right sort of shin has been not in pain, but it's just been aching and hurting a little bit. So not too sure how today's going to go. But yeah, I'm going to get changed now and get out the door. So see you in a few.
So we are currently an hour in, and to be honest, being 100% transparent, it's been nice to not film anything. It's been nice to just clock on, disassociate completely, and just not film a thing, because I think I've had a bit of a shit week this week, and like sometimes the pressure of filming something does sort of get me, but it's been nice to lock in. We're about 9k in, 55 minutes. We're going at a nice steady pace. 45 minutes to go. Catch up with you guys in a little bit. Long run is all finished off. Managed to get 16k in the bag. Feeling a bit worse for wear this week. But that's 37 kilometers for the week, which is probably my highest that I've ever been at week 4 of a marathon block. So it probably explains why I'm feeling a bit worse for wear. But yeah, it's all part of the game. Running on tired legs.
like marathon training. My coach sort of told me the other day that marathon training, the majority of it is running on tired legs, because obviously when the marathon comes around, you'll have been tapered for 2 weeks and you'll be absolutely flying. But yeah, just getting home now. Gonna cook up some absolutely fabulous dinner, and yeah. So it is now Sunday night, about 9:30 p.m. It's quite late, to be honest. Never gave a weekly roundup, to be honest, so here we are. So today's long run, hour and 45, and it was about 10 miles or 16 kilometres done. Felt okay. My legs were heavy. My legs have been heavy all week. I think this is obviously I've run 37k this week, which in the grand scheme of things, when you compare it to like peak week of marathon, it's not a whole lot. But what I will say is I've done marathons before, and I think this is the biggest week that I've had at this stage of the training block, if that makes sense. So I've never been 4 weeks into a block running at 37 kilometre weeks. So obviously it's all about just like managing load and that kind of thing, and not increasing too quickly. But like, don't get me wrong, I don't think that I've been increased too quickly, because obviously this time I'm working with a coach and I'm not using Runner. Like I'm friends with people who are using Runner and they're 4 weeks into a plan and their weekly mileage is 14 kilometres. Like, I don't get that. I don't think my coach has done anything wrong. I just think this is like a personal thing that I need to adapt to. These long runs, they're just to get time on feet and not actually like a representative of anything. But yeah, anyway, that is how my week has gone. Next week, we've got a bit of a chiller week. I've actually just been sent my week next week, so let me spin that up and have a look. So next week, I've got a busy weekend, so I've asked my coach if we can sort of tone back the long run on the weekend, keeping things a bit chiller next week. So obviously, the last 4 weeks, it's been 29k, 33k, 34k, and 37k. Next week is going to be 34k. So yeah, just like giving myself a little bit of a deload week, I think that's what they call it. But yeah, I think that is about it from me this week. We're over a quarter of the way through our 16-week plan now, and that is going to creep up on us very, very soon. Like even Lisbon Half. Lisbon Half is like in March, early March. That's going to creep up on us very, very, very soon. But can't wait for it. If you did make it this far, thank you very, very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you next week for week 5 of Manchester Marathon training.